Dragon Ball Super introduced us to the gods of destruction, and along with them the angels, starting with BEERUS and Whis, and this bridge kept extending, since Goku fought BEERUS for the first time using Super Saiyan 3 until today, along with the recent Dragon Ball Daima anime, where he used Super Saiyan 4. A question remained in our minds. Why didn't he use and doesn't use this form until now? And who's going to explain this to us is Whis, who will bring back this transformation into Goku's memory. Stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and activate the notification bell. Goku's evolution after Super Saiyan God shows how he constantly incorporates new lessons and breaks barriers, combining his natural Saiyan abilities with divine power. He not only became physically stronger, but also expanded his understanding of combat, energy, and control, paving the way for even greater battles in the future. Goku exemplifies the essence of never stopping growing, no matter how high the next obstacle seems, and that's what has made him strong until now. But this current plot twist changed everything. Frieza arrived to change the power parameters in Dragon Ball Super, and Goku accepted his Saiyan pride, and that's what Whis implanted in him at that moment. That's why he accessed Super Saiyan 4, and now the right moment has arrived, and Whis will reveal all of this to Goku, and to you as well. We saw the last episode of Dragon Ball Daima, and with it the title Maximum. This reveals that Super Saiyan 4 is still incomplete. Something is missing. That's right. I'll explain every detail to you today, including the most important thing that will fry your brain and make you scream for the return of Dragon Ball Super. I discovered the secret that Whis holds for Goku and Vegeta, and why there's so much effort in preparing the two, a path to Super Saiyan 4, complete or maximum, right? Whis' words about Goku and Vegeta complementing each other never made so much sense as now, and why Goku didn't use this form until now, not even against BEERUS. A fact is that back during the fight against BEERUS, the anime and manga were clearly trying to inaugurate a new phase in Dragon Ball, highlighting that there was a divine level, completely different from previous powers. That's why Super Saiyan 4, which was a creation from the GT timeline, was completely ignored, precisely because it comes from the primal and emotional strength of the SAIYANs, not from a power granted or trained with divine entities like Whis or the gods of destruction themselves. If Goku already had something as visually powerful and thematically impactful as Super Saiyan 4 right from the beginning, maybe Super Saiyan God, with red hair and a peaceful aura, wouldn't have caused as much visual or emotional impact on the audience. Therefore, saving Super Saiyan 4 until the end of Z was a strategic choice. They left this form dormant, out of the official canon, until they could redefine it, like now in Dragon Ball Daima, and more than that. Now it can become even more relevant if combined with Ultra Instinct, turning into a new divine form with pure Saiyan origin. Using Super Saiyan 4 against BEERUS would have been a memorable moment, but it would have diminished the weight of the divine transformations that came afterward. By keeping this form saved, the creators managed to create even greater anticipation, and now can bring it back with even more strength, as a legitimate and unique evolution that combines the best of both worlds. The primal side of Super Saiyan 4 with the technical mastery of Ultra Instinct. That said, now, as it is indeed official, Goku entered the fight against Goma after an interaction between Bulma and Vegeta, where she told him that if he didn't let the others fight, she would never bathe with him again, in Akira Toriyama's best humor style. And the prince gave in. And there, my friends, after Glorio's wish, our Z warriors rose to the top once again, returning to their adult forms. And when we thought it couldn't get better, there was Goku Lumberjack style from Z. This is Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, and Super Saiyan 3. Crazy, right? He even added a bonus, as he himself said, ripping his shirt in an epic animation to watch. He only missed saying, "This is Super Saiyan 4. But anyway, that's how adult Goku used Super Saiyan 4 for the first time. But then after that, the episode ends and gives a spoiler of the next episode titled, open quotes, Maximum, close quotes. It's normal to think that the title was trying to tell us that now adult Goku will extract the maximum from Super Saiyan 4, isn't it? But it's not quite like that. This indeed brings a significant increase in strength, from the small body to the current one. That's a fact. But it's not going to be delivered that easily. Something is still missing for Super Saiyan 4 to reach its maximum. But why has Whis remained silent until today? Well, the real reason behind Whis' silence. During all the years he trained Goku, from the moment the Saiyan set foot on BEERUS' planet until the final moments of Dragon Ball Super, there was something the angel knew and never revealed. A truth kept under lock and key, not out of malice, but because it wasn't the right time yet. He knew that Goku would master Ultra Instinct. He knew this even before Goku himself ever imagined that something like that was possible for a mortal. Whis saw in him the spark of the impossible, something not even the gods dared to imagine. And for that reason, he trained him tirelessly, corrected his posture, his mind, his impulses, broke bad habits, shaped behaviors, prepared Goku not just to master an angelic technique, but for something no one else had ever reached: the fusion of divine power with the ancestral heritage of the SAIYANs. Time passed. Wars came, tournaments, rivalries with other universes, the battle against Jiren, the incomplete awakening of Ultra Instinct. Goku took the first step without even understanding the magnitude of what he had touched. Whis watched with a subtle smile, like someone watching a flower bloom on the edge of an abyss. He couldn't interfere. He shouldn't, but he could guide, and that's exactly what he did. After the Tournament of Power, after Moro, after Granola and Gas, Whis decided to sharpen Goku's spirit even more, not to make him just stronger, but to teach him to understand who he really was. The training stopped focusing only on speed and strength. Now, we spoke about inner silence, about listening to the universe, about finding the balance between instinct and purpose. It was as if the angel was shaping Goku for something greater than any transformation or technique. And Goku, even without fully understanding, kept following. Then something changed. During a moment of rest on BEERUS's planet, Goku looked at the starry sky and, involuntarily, touched the ground with the palm of his hand. He felt something different, as if a forgotten part of his soul vibrated along with the soil. It was an ancestral feeling, as if the fights of his ancestors, their tears, screams, and the dreams of the entire Saiyan race were there, speaking to him. Goku didn't say anything to Whis, but Whis noticed, and then he said, "Open quotes, you are starting to remember what you used in the demon realm some time ago," close quotes. That phrase echoed in Goku's mind for days. What did he mean by that? Whis, as always, didn't explain immediately. He just took him to a different place, a space between realities, where time flowed uncertainly. There, Goku saw distorted images of himself, different versions, different timelines, and among them all, there was one figure that stood out, a warrior with red fur, fierce eyes, and a tail, Super Saiyan 4. It was like looking into a mirror of both the past and the future at the same time. Goku didn't understand. That power seemed instinctive, primal, but also complete. Then Whis explained. That form was the true expression of a Saiyan's power when he embraces his origin without resistance. It wasn't artificial. It didn't depend on rituals or external energies. It was the pure fruit of the genetic and emotional evolution of the race. And because of that, it had been dormant in Goku since the beginning. He just couldn't access it because, at some point, he forgot where he came from. He wanted to be strong. He wanted to protect Earth. But for so many years, he wanted to deny what he was. He hid the tail. He forgot the instinct. Whis revealed that everything they had done up to that point, the training, the teachings about balance, energy control, and mind, all of that was to prepare him for the moment when body, soul, and instinct were aligned. Only then could he activate the true potential of the ancestral form. But more than that, only then could he combine it with Ultra Instinct. And now that he is going to train with it will be the perfect time to do this away from the spotlight. Goku was speechless. Throughout his journey, every new power seemed to come from something external, from an extreme need. But now it was different. He was about to achieve something that had always been his. He just didn't know how to awaken it. And Whis, with a slight smile, said, "It's time to unite who you are with who you've become." The following days were intense. Whis no longer trained him with words. Now he took him into mental battles, where Goku faced versions of himself. The boy who arrived on Earth, the young man who faced Frieza, the warrior who sacrificed himself for Gohan, the man who almost lost himself in his pursuit of power. Each confrontation was symbolic. Each victory was internal. Little by little, Goku understood that Ultra Instinct was not about forgetting emotions, but about integrating them into the natural flow of combat, and that Super Saiyan 4 was not just brute strength, but a call to his essence. And then it happened. During one of those symbolic battles, Goku found himself surrounded by a white-silver light, but he felt something different. Heat, fury, life. His body grew, his tail reappeared, red fur covered his torso, but his eyes remained silver, serene, and his movements were perfect. He had done the impossible. Ultra Instinct had fused with Super Saiyan 4. Whis watched in silence. The winds of that distorted space swirled as if the universe itself was reacting. The power emanating from Goku was neither divine nor mortal. It was something new, a link between technique and instinct, reason and savagery, humanity and ancestry. He was no longer just Goku. He was the pinnacle of everything the SAIYANs could be. And Whis finally revealed, "You were always the chosen one, not by prophecy, but because you are the only one who accepted being everything you are without fear." At the end of Dragon Ball Z, when Goku leaves with peace had returned. But inside, something new was growing. He knew a new challenge would come, and this time, he would be more ready than ever. Because now, he wasn't just the hero of Earth. He was the warrior who transcends the limits of time, race, technique, and the narrative itself. Super Saiyan 4 with Ultra Instinct is already a reality. It was the reflection of Goku's entire journey. And that's exactly why Whis trained him so dedicatedly, because he always knew, from the very beginning, and he's going to train for it. They're in Dragon Ball Daima. The term Maximo refers to the greatest of all, whether in terms of quantity, value, or degree. It can be used as an adjective to describe something rigorous or excessive, or as a masculine noun to refer to the highest degree that a variable amount can reach. If Goku were to possess this Maximo alone, the title would basically be something else, like the Maximum. Let's travel back to the beginning of Dragon Ball Super's story, and you will understand the reason for everything. It's a bonus, just as Goku himself says. In fact, there are two bonuses here. One is that you will discover how Super Saiyan 4 will be in Super, and the other is finding out what Maximo actually means. The starting point here, the key that connected BEERUS and made him wake up after sleeping for so long with his dream, which we can now say wasn't really a dream, right, is that Dragon Ball Daima happens before Dragon Ball Super, before the appearance of BEERUS. And why, at that exact moment, does he wake up looking for the Super Saiyan God? This warrior he dreamed of is the warrior who will appear at the end of Dragon Ball Daima. I think there are very strong reasons to continue. One is that he simply feels the key even while sleeping and dreams of fighting the bearer of this warrior, besides the Oracle Fish, referring to this person as the Super Saiyan God, and the whole story of Yamoshi that we already know. The other option, which directly connects to Super Saiyan 4 in Dragon Ball Super, is him, Whis. Yes, he himself implanted these dreams into BEERUS. And if you doubt it, just look at what he's capable of and how he agreed to train two SAIYANs after all the events. This may seem a bit confusing, but let's pay attention to the following facts. The legend of Yamoshi is indeed true, and if Neva used magic to make Goku access the power of the SAIYANs of the past, in this case his own, making him highlight this divine side of the SAIYANs that we still don't fully know, using Ozuru as the base and form for a new Super Saiyan, which is the most well-known form as the fourth. And in Dragon Ball Super, at no point is this form used. It may be that after that, some deity shows up and removes the memories. I believe it is Whis. When Dragon Ball Daima was made, Akira knew the risks. He wouldn't just throw a bunch of fan service for the fans and then drop it. He knew the story had to connect to Dragon Ball Super somehow. So if we stop for a second to think, Whis is this parallel. Only the angels would have such knowledge, not only of this Maximo form, but also of the Super Saiyan God divinity that appeared, in quotation marks, in Dragon Ball Super. And why did they remove it so quickly, even though it wasn't even difficult to animate? They already included Super Saiyan Blue, and after that, Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego. It doesn't make sense, right? The math doesn't add up. And here is the key that truly connects everything and shows that Whis was mediating everything from the beginning.